And welcome everyone to Learn a Trade, commercial equipment repair. My name is Kevin Tate. I'm thankful to be here with you today. I hope all is well with everyone out there. Today's broadcast is titled Replacement of a Thermostat on a Bunn Coffee Brewer. And this will be the updated version. I recently had a comment sent out by one of the viewers, Jesus, and Jesus explained that without the words, it's difficult to understand what's going on. So I will do my best to guide you through this video. It's a past video that I did on the replacement of a thermostat. So I'm just going to go with the video and then kind of explain the steps that I'm taking in replacing the thermostat so that it's clear to everyone on, some of the processes on going through the troubleshooting. So I'll get into it. I'm going to go ahead and share the screen with you. And then I'll probably be starting and stopping the video just to elaborate on a couple of things. So I hope you like it. Right there, I'm just removing the water inlet tube from the drain pan up here, the water pan, so that I can remove this bolt holder, nut holder right here. This secures the pan to the hot water tank at the top. So I'm gonna end up pulling that out. I'm just setting the inlet water line aside. The inlet water line goes into a port right up here on the water pan. I'm removing the bolt now. And then I remove the water pan. And as you can see, there is a gasket underneath the water pan, and that helps to prevent leakage. Right now I'm preparing a light mixture of the limer to set this temperature probe in. I sense that probe is bad, but I wanted to see if I could be able to clean it up a little bit first, just to get a better look at the sensor tube. As you can see, I have the front panel off. I'm just setting up the camera right now let me just stop right there just to show you a few of the components within this unit. Right here you have your inlet water valve. This is where the water source is coming in at. It comes through here and it goes up this tube right here and into the water pan that you've seen up top. And then right here we have our terminal block for the power, the incoming power. So you have your black wire, your white wire, and your red wire, and those all get tied in right here in the terminal block. Just above that, you have your digital timer. This is the timer that tells the machine when to stop a brew cycle. and it you get that, you can set that with a calibration. You can set your calibration and everything with that. And then over here you have the actual thermostat assembly. Okay, and there's two wires down on the bottom that are connected down on the bottom, which you will see later as I go through the process. And it has an adjuster knob that you can adjust the temperature all the way to the right. I usually go all the way to the right and then just a hair back. I'm just trying to set up this camera a little better. Give me a second. Yeah, and then right here, this is where your spray head connects to. You can see the hard water build up around that. So that this location does have hard water. So um, it is expected that these brewers, if they're not, if the maintenance is not kept up on them, they will build up uh, lime in the hot water tank, and everything that dispenses water, even this water faucet right here, all of that ends up getting covered with hard water deposits. Right now I'm showing you the screw. This is the screw that holds this thermostat assembly in place. That's right there. I'm about to take that off so I can start removing the old thermostat. It's just a slotted screw. Okay, the screw is removed. Now I'm removing the thermostat assembly so that I can take out the wires. Those are the two wires that I'm going to be taking off, and then I'll put those aside and reconnect those to the new thermostat assembly. Okay, now I have the blue and the black wire disconnected, and right now I'm just feeding that probe, that thermostat probe, the bulb, and I'm feeding that through the top of the machine to remove the whole assembly. And that's the whole thermostat assembly right there. That's a better look at it. And those are the terminals down there. There's the bulb end of the thermostat assembly. And I'm just showing you like where there's some open points on that thermostat assembly on the bulb line, the bulb tube. So that's why it wasn't working properly. And now I'm just gonna get the new thermostat assembly set up. Now this is the front view of the unit without the thermostat assembly in place. This is the new thermostat assembly. Same setup, it's just the bulb is a little smaller. It's a newer updated thermostat assembly. So now I'm just gonna get my bulb. The bulb line ran up top, and then I usually try to get the bulb in place first, and then I come back down to the thermostat body to get that placed in there. You'll have to give me a second on that. I think it's a little tight area, so it takes a little bit to get it in place. I usually try to get that screw back in by hand at first just to get it started, because these Bunn units, the screws they use are not magnetic. They're non-magnetic screws, so that usually takes you a couple of times to get it lined up right and get it started in there. So just give me a moment there. I think I put this video out about a year ago, um, but I did it more as a demonstration type of video, so I didn't really narrate through everything that I was doing. So this is why I'm doing this updated version of this video, just to kind of explain some of the steps that we're going through. And like I said, it was mentioned before to through one of the viewers, Jesus. Thanks for bringing that up, and hopefully this is a better video for you. And right there, I'm just showing you that I use something to hold the screw in, so that you can get that screw in a little better for the thermostat assembly. It's like a little piece of tape just to hold that screw in, so I can get it started and secure that thermostat assembly a little better. That's just a little trick of the trade. For those, you can use something like that. You can use like a little piece of electrical tape to hold the screw in place so you can turn it, or sometimes people use 111 lube on the end, and it holds it in place enough. But I usually use like a piece of electrical tape to do it. And remember, always work on these units with them powered down and unplugged. Remember, your safety is first. Right now, I'm getting the wires for the thermostat assembly. I'm getting those set up so that I can connect them both. Okay, and there I have that's the old bulb for the old thermostat assembly. Just cleaning up a few things and getting stuff out of the way. What was happening with this unit before was it was getting leakage because the thermostat wasn't, the bulb wasn't sensing the temperature, so the heater was staying on, so it was going into overheat. It was overheating, and then that was causing water to dispense out of the spray head port, and then it was, just constantly dripping down onto the warmer down below, and then leaking over onto the counter. And usually with these thermostat assemblies, you'll be able to a lot of times you can tell if there's an issue with the thermostat is when you turn it all the way to your left, you should hear a click, and then the heaters should turn off. And then when you turn it back to the right, you should hear a click, so that that's allowing the heaters to turn on and start heating. I'm just getting those two screws back in place on the thermostat assembly right now. Sorry, I'm blocking the view, but I should be done in a few minutes here, a few seconds. Now I'm getting the other wire connected. Okay, now here I got both wires connected to the thermostat. And then I'll get the bulb put in place inside of the tank in a few minutes. Yeah, I'm just getting that other wire put in place, and then in a moment I'll get the thermostat bulb put in place too. If you all are interested in more in-depth videos on some of this equipment, we now have the Learn a Trade training membership available. And I have that scrolling across the bottom of the screen. You can take the opportunity to check it out and become a member, become a training member. I get more in depth with the operation and service and repair of this equipment, and you receive a new module every month. Um, if you complete your modules sooner, you can request to get your modules sooner, and then we'll send them out to you. But you can go to the site that's scrolling below and check out the Learn a Trade training membership. And if you're also interested, you can request your free guide on how to interpret Hoshizaki ice makers beep patterns. And you can request the free guide for starting your business, your commercial equipment repair business. We have a free guide available for that also. I'll um, I'll set up that link to scroll through the bottom also through this video. So those are a couple of things that I have going on the website, which is www.learnatrade.online. And that's a couple of new things that are going on. And, feel free to go there and browse the site. I have a lot of videos up there available for you to view, and manuals also from the different manufacturers. And it's a great site to go to if you're interested in learning more about the commercial equipment repair industry. You can get a ton of information there. And I have that link for you to request your free guide. That's scrolling across the bottom now also. Right now I'm still working on getting those wires secured to the thermostat assembly. I think I got them both. Yeah, they're both connected now. I'm using my needle nose to kind of pull a little slack from those two wires going to the thermostat. I'm just getting a little slack on the wires so they're not pulling, and then get that last wire. I need to get it tightened up. You always want to make sure your wires are secured to your terminals. There's a loose wire that's moving around on the terminal that could be detrimental to the equipment, and just dangerous. So you want to make sure that you have a good secured connection. Okay, now I'm just giving you a look at those two wires, the blue and the black wire. They're connected to the thermostat terminals now. So yeah, what was happening was the black wire was a little too short, so I had to pull some slack. There was plenty of slack up top, so I just had to pull that down with my needle nose to get enough slack so I can make sure that was in place. Sorry about the commercials here. Give me a second. There we go. And now we're back to the with a top view of the unit. Let me just stop it right here. See right here, I'm setting in my temperature probe. It goes down into the hot water tank. Um, this is our port for the drain for the water pan to go into. This line right here, excuse me, this line right here is your hot water line. This is where the hot water comes into the faucet, the water faucet up front, and the water dispenses through here. And then here are my heaters. This is my heater wires right here. And then right down here, this stainless steel clip. This clip is holding in my high limit probe, my high limit sensor. So if it gets too hot, this high limit will cut in to turn off the heaters. Okay, if the thermostat's not working, this high limit will shut it off. Once it gets past boiling point, it'll shut off the heaters. So what was happening was, I believe I changed this already. So there was an old high limit on there, and the high limit was not good. So it was actually allowing the machine to boil over, and that's why they had constant leaks coming out of their leaks and steam. So those are a few of the components up top on the CWTF. I think I forgot to mention that this is a CWTF unit. And then back here, this is a switch. This is your heater switch. So there is a heater that is wrapped around the bottom of this tank, and that heater also um, keeps that tank warm. And then the heaters up here, they actually are the things that get that water up to 205 degrees. So this heater here is just a heater for that tank, this hot water tank. And the up position is on and the down position is off. So if you ever have um, a water issue with a CWTF where they're saying the coffee is cold, more than likely you might have a bad switch, or someone that was cleaning in the area may have hit that switch without noticing it and turned it off. So with heating issues with CWTFs, it's always a good idea to check your heater switch in the back first. And then this piece right here, this brass piece right here, this is your water flow valve. So this valve has seals in it, and the seals have a small orifice that will allow a certain amount of water through this line into the brewer. Um, this also has a filter screen in it, and there are times that if location has hard water, that screen would need to be removed so you can clean it out, because that screen holds back a lot of those hard water deposits, and then after a while it gets clogged. So that's just a little information on some of those components. So now I'm setting in my thermostat probe. This is a gasket that will allow that probe to sit in there and not leak. It's a new gasket. Some of the older gaskets get worn out, and they end up leaking from the top. So right now I'm just lining up my thermostat probe, the line, just making sure that it's set in there, set in place. And usually when you put that in, you want to feed that down until you feel the tip of that probe hit the bottom, and then you want to kind of leave it right there, as you want it to have the full spectrum of that tank. You want it to be fully submersed in that tank. So right now I've cleaned the water pan, and I got the water pan back in place, and I'm going to be able to secure that to the tank itself. Right now I'm just going over some of the components here. This is a water inlet. That's the hot water faucet line. This is our spray head dispense line. So all the water goes through that and comes out of the spray head. Now I'm just cleaning up around inlet that inlet fitting, just so that once I get it going again, I want to make sure that everything is dry up there so that I can kind of see if there is any leaks. And now I'm getting the nut put in place on that water pan so that it's secured. And then I want to make sure that I don't have any leaks out of there either. And this is an automatic system, so it automatically feeds the water from this line right here. and then it feeds it into through this flow valve and then into the brewer. Um, these units, Bunn made it so that if this unit has an issue with automatically filling, it is possible for you to remove the top panel of this machine, and you can pour in your water. So you can measure out a pot of water and then pour it into here, and as long as the machine's still getting hot, they'll still be able to brew. um, that's just something that the operator can do when they if they run into issues. And right here I'm just showing how that nut goes into place, and to make sure that it has the seal on it underneath. And I usually use a wrench to put in between that opening. Bunn does provide a tool for it. I just always use my wrench to tighten it down. And you usually want to use something like that to get it tight so that it's going in evenly and it's not cross threading. Because if you get that to where it's cross threaded, it's very difficult to get that nut back out. And a lot of times, if it gets too worn out, um, the ridges will break off of it. So then you need to you'll need to replace the whole hot water tank, or at least the lid for the tank. Now I'm putting in my water inlet tube. There's a small little gasket there also that this tube fits into. You just want to make sure that that's facing down so that the water goes in. This is a bracket that keeps that tube facing down the way you put it in, and uh, keeps it from popping back out. And now I'm just putting showing you how that lid goes back on. And you just want to make sure that all of your wires are clear so that there's no wires that are touching that could possibly rub or wear away the insulation and then rub against the top of the top cover and possibly start create a short. Just want to make sure everything's clear. Right here I'm just putting in my meter just to be able to see it as it heats up. You can either put it into that water pan, or you can put it directly into the top where the thermostat is at. So my probe fit in that hole, so I just have it down there. And then right now I'm reading 170 degrees with my meter. And now I'm going to make adjustments to my knob, to the temperature knob. Right now it's turned all the way to the right. I usually bring it all the way to the right, and then I'll bring it a little bit back to the left, about a hair back to the left. I usually don't max out the thermostat. I usually bring it all the way to the to the max and then bring it a little bit back. See, right now I'm just turning it to listen to that click. When you turn it back, you'll hear the click, and then a lot of times, I think you can hear it. Okay. So I just wanted you to hear that I was explaining about the thermostat adjustment. So we got the thermostat adjusted. I got the temp probe in place. This way, when I power up the machine and then and then it starts heating, I'll be able to see where it's maxing out at, um, and then I'll be able to be sure that the new thermostat is working properly. Now I'm gonna have to turn on that switch, that heater switch. Remember, you have to have it in the up position. The down position is off, the up position is on, and you just want to make sure that that switch is always on. So now I was saying there that that green light, that's the ready light, and that ready light will come on once that brewer reaches the set temp, that temperature that is set on the thermostat. That green light will come on. If it doesn't come on, it's not going to prevent the machine from operating, but you do want to replace it, just to let you know, because that's an indication for the operators. If the operators are working in a store, in a convenience store or a mom and pop shop, um, that light helps them to know that the brewer is ready to brew, and then they can go ahead and brew a new pot of coffee if they need to. Right now, I'm at 173 degrees. So it's going to steadily rise, and then I just want to make sure that I'm within range. And right now, we're well within range. Right now, we're at about 193. And then my green light is on, as you can see. So once it hits that temp around 195 or so, you that green light should come on. you know, and if you didn't set it high enough, then say it probably would have been around 180, 185. You can always adjust your thermostat. You could adjust it more from there. And that's all I have on that. That's the thermostat replacement on a Bunn brewer. Model was CWTF, and the thermostat changeout would be the same for your CWT units also, because Bunn has CWT, which is the the same type of coffee brewer, but without the faucet. The CWTF 35 is with the faucet. So that's something that you can note down just to make sure you remember that they do have two models of those CWTFs. There's a CWTF 35 and a CWT 35. And I hope this was helpful to you all. I hope this is more helpful anyway. It seemed to be helpful for most of you that have left comments, and I thank you all for leaving the comments. And for Jesus, I hope this is more helpful to you also, with more of the words in it. And I appreciate you all making your comments. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe to this channel for more helpful information on commercial equipment repair. I thank you all for watching. May you stay well and be blessed.